Americans for a Stronger Navy presents the StrongerNavy.org educational series. At StrongerNavy.org, our mission is to promote a strong and capable U.S. Navy, one that proudly protects American interests at home and abroad and ensures peace through strength. Today's special guest, Captain Charlie Plumb, Lessons in Resilience and Teamwork and Unity. As a founder of Americans for a Stronger Navy and a destroyer Navy sailor from the 1970s, it is with great privilege and honor to feature this 3-minute video with Captain Charlie Plumb. Captain Charlie Plumb is a retired U.S. naval aviator, combat war veteran, and former prisoner of war. He flew 74 successful combat missions over North Vietnam. On his 75th mission, just 5 days before the end of his tour, he was shot down over Hanoi in his F-4 Phantom fighter jet. Captured, tortured, and imprisoned in an 8 by 8 foot cell, he endured 2,103 days as a POW. He was awarded the Silver Star, the Bronze Star, and 2 Purple Hearts for his incredible sacrifice and service. He made over 100 U.S. naval aircraft carrier landings and played a key role in establishing the Top Gun Fighter Pilot School based in San Diego, California. Before we hear from Captain Charlie Plumb himself, let's take a moment to step back in time to the skies over Vietnam, where young aviators launched from carriers like the USS Kitty Hawk, facing missions filled with danger and uncertainty.
In Hanoi, the American military involvement in the Vietnam War finally came to an end. For if anything or anyone symbolized the American agony of Vietnam, it was the prisoners.
Most were pilots, and many had spent more than 6 years in prison. Now they were on their way home.
Now, decades later, Captain Plumb continues his mission, not just as a survivor, but as a leader and an advocate for those who serve. As part of the Americans for a Stronger Navy educational series, he shares the lessons of his journey and the importance of unity in the face of adversity.
Hi, I'm retired Navy Captain Charlie Plumb. I'm excited to introduce you to something really special. It's a program which will give you purpose and pride and reintroduce you to a Navy in ways perhaps you haven't seen. And I guarantee it will be a shot in the arm that you and all patriots like you will enjoy. I was a 24-year-old Top Gun fighter pilot flying missions over Vietnam, thinking I was bulletproof. And in a 90-second parachute ride, I went from king of the skies to scum of the earth. And while my story of adversity wasn't easy, it taught me the value of resilience, teamwork, and unity. And you'll find these values demonstrated every day in Navy sailors, in videos of the Stronger Navy series, and in the hearts of men and women of our country. And I continue to witness these qualities every day in my life. In fact, several years after I was repatriated from the prison camps in Vietnam, I quite accidentally ran into the parachute rigger who actually packed my parachute. When I thanked him profusely for saving my life, he responded, Just doing my job, sir. Didn't get much sleep that night. I kept wondering if I'd met this guy in the passageways of the Kitty Hawk aircraft carrier, or maybe seen him on Liberty Call. And I probably never said hello or thanks because, after all, he was just another sailor, while I was a fighter pilot. That troubled my mind and my heart. Well, that sailor's humble dedication has been the metaphor I've used to explain to thousands of audiences around the world the value of recognizing the contributions of team members, unified and involved in a mission. That lesson about unity applies to all of us, especially today. Whether you're flying a plane or steering a ship or powering those engines, or at home, praying for your sailor or marine to return safely, every role matters. Unity and purpose aren't just a value for those who serve, it's a responsibility for all of us as Americans. It's what allows us to overcome challenges, to defend our freedoms, and to preserve the future of our nation. So, I ask you, how are you contributing to the resilience, teamwork, and unity? How's your parachute packing coming along? And what will you do to ensure our Navy and our nation that it remains strong? Now, this series by Americans for a Stronger Navy will help us answer those questions. And thank you to Bill Culliford for allowing me to be a part of this important conversation. Together, through education, civic engagement, we can strengthen the bonds that unite us and ensure the Navy continues to be a symbol of resilience, teamwork, and unity in guaranteeing freedoms for us and generations to come. Now, stay strong.